to the Hanging with Web show. I'm GW Pomichter. You're watching HWWS Web TV. Welcome to the show, everybody. Hit subscribe. Go ahead and smash that little notification bell. That's what all the kids say, smash the bell. I don't know what that means. Just click with your mouse. It's easier. Don't smash anything. It's really dangerous. Violence and technology do not mix. So go ahead, get notified whenever we've got a new artist, author, filmmaker, musician, creative mind of any kind right here in the chair on our set. We are here right now. We are hanging out with author Kelli Coats, the author of Saved by a Book. See, wait, absorb it, take it in. Saved by a book, saved by a bully, and saved by dirt. That one, just come on, take it in. You got it. You're trying to figure it all out. Kelli, thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So, what do we? Saved by a book, right there. I like that one, by the way. All of the authors here, we like that one. That's what it's all about. Saved by a book. Tell us about. Well, this is a Saved by. Let's call it the Saved by series.
Series, correct.
Yes, that's right.
Series.
The Saved by. Tell us. First of all, where did this come from?
My own childhood experience when I had separation anxiety from my mom in kindergarten, my first day of school. And it's based on that, and I used to cry when she'd leave me, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she instilled a love of reading with me from a young age. And how I coped with it was by sniffing books in the classroom. There were
Did you say sniffing books?
Sniffing books, yeah. Opening up, and I would always sniff
By the
them.
way, for those of you that don't know this, and this is, I'm old enough so that I really do enjoy the access that I have to the world of literature through my phone or my tablet. But I always tell people, because it's true,
yes.
I think books,
love books, yeah.
the smell.
Yeah,
They have a texture in the smell. There's something about it. It smells like smart. You want to be smart. It just smells like smart. I don't understand why. I don't know. I have a lot of old books. I love my old books. Fix my mic. It's under my lapel. Now it's over my lapel. Okay, rolling on. Okay, so I just love the smell of books, and I love there's something tangible about a book.
Well, even leafing through the pages. I mean, I always love that. Just the act of reading a book itself and holding it in your hands and seeing what's happening on the next page. But the smell itself is just, I think it's one of the first forms of aromatherapy for me anyway. It's like before it became big, I'm like, can we market that? I don't know.
It wasn't a thing yet, but.
Yeah, it's a thing. But it's been a thing for me since I was a kid. And
That's
I
awesome.
still sniff books before I read them. It's just something I do. But yeah, I think that's something that can be enjoyed.
So if you want Kelli to buy your book, make it smell nice.
Yeah, so definitely.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk Saved by a Book. Tell us a little bit like the book blurb.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it's basically, it's a rhyming story about 5-year-old Kiki. That was my nickname bestowed upon me by my late Sicilian grandmother, who was excited about her first day of kindergarten. Once her mom drops her off at school, Kiki's excitement spirals downward into a full-blown anxiousness when she realizes her mom won't be staying with her. So she's going to be on her own in the classroom, with kids, of course, but not her mom. But find out how Kiki copes with her separation anxiety by discovering something in the classroom that helps her feel calm and safe. So that would be sniffing the books. So that's what helps her cope with missing her mom in the classroom.
I love this because it's sniffing books will eventually become reading books.
Correct, and that is
then
true.
reading
yes.
books will eventually become writing books.
Yes.
You see where that goes?
It did. It's like a
it just does
segue
stairway.
into that.
So
yes, it is.
to give them the son of a book, right?
Yeah.
I do. I think that there's something very special about knowledge should smell.
Yeah.
Because it's so tied to memory.
Yeah, it's that enhances the experience, in my opinion, anyway.
This doesn't smell as good.
Yeah.
It's 100 years old and it smells it.
I like the older books. I love the smell of a library, even an old bookstore.
This was apparently carried under a Victorian fisherman's arm. See, bad idea. Don't do that. So, well,
interesting.
I'm just guessing, but wow, bad idea. So, okay, Saved by a Bully.
Yes,
Let's
that's
talk
my
about
next,
that.
Yeah, that would be my 4th grade experience, where on the walk home from school, my older brother walked way ahead of me, and this other boy named Eddie would harass me all the time, wouldn't let me get by, would give me a hard time. And I went home, I was so tired of it. I went home and told my dad, this kid keeps bothering me. And my dad taught me how to basically stand up for myself and how to make a fist and throw a punch if somebody is really going to harass you if you need to defend yourself in some way. So I thought, well, it's really not my nature to do that, but I thought, well, I should know how to do this, and I threatened bully Eddie the next day with my fists, put my fist up and said, if you mess with me anymore, I'm going to punch you in your face. And he got this look on his face. No, I just wanted to be your friend, so it was more of the, now there are different ranges of bullying, don't get me wrong, but in the old days, at least when I grew up anyway, it was more like he just wanted to be my friend. He didn't know how to go about it.
With little kids, especially, when it's little kids, usually that's it. You have somebody that wants to be your friend, or, we've had our little guy come home and say, this one is kind of bullying or whatever, and then when you boil it all down, maybe that one he is your friend, but he's maybe feeling pushed aside when another group of friends comes in or whatever, and that makes them aggressive.
Right.
So when they're little kids, we kind of know how to deal with that.
Right.
And I remember, if you're being pushed around by a child of a different gender.
Yeah, because I wasn't intimidated. I mean, he was a boy. I had an older brother. It was kind of like I was picked on by my brother.
I remember our moms used to tell us, if you're being pushed around a little bit by a boy or by a girl, chances are there's a little kid crush there or something, and that's their way of lashing out to deal with it. And I thought those things made sense back in the day, and they probably still make sense today. It's just there are different ways to deal with things. And again, there are so many different levels of bullying. By the time you're in your preteens and your teens,
that's a different story.
There's a different dynamic there,
absolutely,
and one that requires a whole different set of tactics because it's a very strange thing, the way that,
Well, I teach high school. I teach at my alumni, Melbourne High School.
My.
I teach ceramics there, and I see it on I get wind of that a lot at school, and I try to help kids cope with that as well at that level. It's very different.
It's very hard during the developmental years.
Absolutely.
As they're becoming who they're going to be.
Yes.
And they're experimenting somewhere between bully and completely shut off from the world. There's the middle ground we all end up in, but we don't always get there quickly.
No, that's very true.
And I don't envy you that. Wow, I had 4 boys.
Oh wow.
They're all adults now.
Yeah.
We made it.
Yeah.
There were days.
My kids are adults now too, so I know.
Yeah. There were days, though, that you're like, are we ever going to make it through this? Because it's, and you don't remember, when we were kids, it didn't seem like the world was that complicated. But of course, we were them.
Well, we didn't have
kids.
Technology like we do now. I really attribute a lot of it to technology. It's pros and cons with technology.
I always say that it's like giving the first person a hammer.
Yeah.
I promise you, the first thing you did with it is smack another person over the head.
Oh,
with
I
know. When we invent a tool, we don't always go directly to what the tool is made for.
Correct.
We take a tour
That's
around
true.
what we can do with it.
That's very
so like
true.
I said, the first time you gave a human being a hammer, he smacked another human with it. And then he figured out, oh no, we'll drive nails instead. But it takes a while. And so when technology comes out and it's new, and like the phone was new, it wasn't until 9/11 really that we realized how valuable that could be.
Oh, very
Up
true.
until then, it was just a bunch of kids doing this.
Oh, well,
3 letters at a time, by the 3 letters at a time with a 9-number keypad. That was crazy, by the way. Those kids, you developed a whole new language, and we know why.
Right.
But it wasn't until 9/11 we realized how valuable that was.
Yeah.
And then smartphones, and then I think the COVID-19 crisis has taught us how valuable things like social media can be. Things like YouTube. Hi guys. We didn't realize how valuable that could be until we had to. And then we did. So it's a neat attribution. We start out using something the wrong way, work our way into the right way, and then maybe someday it'll just fend into the background. Just like the hammer that's in the drawer at home.
Correct.
Sometimes it gets used, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah,
Most of the times you use a butter knife. I don't know why anybody does that, but it happens. Trust me.
In place of a flathead screwdriver.
That's
I've done
right.
that.
Always. I don't know why. We
Yeah.
just do. Okay, so we have the other one though. We have Saved by Dirt.
Yes.
All right, that's just fun.
I grew up in West Melbourne, Florida.
I don't know about the girls, but I can tell you every little boy from the age of 7 to 11 just went, yes.
Well, I did grow up on a dirt road, so that was, I had a love of dirt. We played in the dirt. It was very forgiving. And how I came about this was, there were paved roads in the other streets near us in West Melbourne, and the kids on their bikes would come over to our road and they'd, oh, you guys, our road is much better, it's paved, and it was more of a comparison thing. And I'm like, well, we love our dirt road, and basically what happens is we're riding on a paved road, they fall and really get hurt on the paving, and it's like, oh, but if you fall on my dirt road, it's very forgiving, you're saved by the dirt, so, it doesn't,
I
you
like
don't get
that.
the road rash with a dirt road, so.
Perspective.
Yeah, perspective, correct. So
And
yeah.
what a valuable lesson to learn.
Yeah.
That, because we do when we're young, we feel bad when we don't have the right sneakers. We feel
I
bad
know,
when we
it's a
don't live in
comparison
the
thing,
right
yeah.
place.
Yeah.
But to flip that on its end and say, but what I do have is valuable to me.
Right, correct.
And
right.
in a
Absolutely.
different way.
Yes.
Again, when there's 12 people picking on you because you live on a dirt road and they live on a paved road, it seems kind of unfair until somebody falls and you realize, wait a minute.
Yeah,
My knees don't look like that.
Correct. Yeah, so
See,
it
so
is all
that's
about
awesome.
perspective. Yeah.
That's a really great way to do it.
Yeah, that's in the works. I have that. This is the only first one I have published out, and it's
Okay.
a rhyming preschool book. The
Now,
Save
what
By
are the
book.
kids? Are kids reading it? Are they liking it? Do
Well,
they get it?
I'm a new author, really on the verge of. I'm on the diving board
Really
of the
new.
pool of marketing. Is where I'm at right now with this book. So it
You
is.
know what I love about the new ones? They still have the glint of hope in their eyes.
I am navigating. I'm in the wilderness of marketing right now, but I do have this published on. I self-published. I did the drawings also, and I have my graphic artist who uploaded my images for the book also. But it is a rhyming preschool book, so it's intended for preschoolers or any children of that age group who might be, experiencing separation anxiety from their mom or dad. So that's what this one is. But this is actually out and ready. I just have to really launch it out there, and this is a great way to do that. That's why I was like,
guys, we're going to drop links down below so you can see Saved by a Book.
it's on Amazon.
It'll be on
Yeah.
Amazon. We'll put the links down below. We'll drop all of Kelly's links so that you can find her book and you can keep track of when Saved by a Bully and Saved by Dirt.
Yeah.
And she's going to have a series of Saved
It is a
by.
series. Saved
That's
by.
right.
Yeah, Saved by series. Yep.
And so you can find all of those. So look for Kelli Coats online. Buy a book. You need to buy a book. You need to find out what it's like to be saved by a book.
There you go.
See
Don't
what I
forget to
did
sniff
there?
it first. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and sniff it first. I don't have nothing to go with that. That's how you shut a talk show host down. Okay, guys. So I want to say thank you to our partners and friends before we go. Famous Faces and Funnies, J. Bauer Art for all the art that's on the set. I want to thank Space Coast Comics and Brevard Film and Talent, as well as Mommy and G Creations for all of our merchandise. Thank you guys for tuning in and logging on. Hit subscribe. Come back over and over and over again to see who we're hanging with next. Awesome. Kelly, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I
Yes.
appreciate this.